Hello everybody, I'm Shriram Govindan, and today I'll be representing my team for our class in CMP 133. Our project is called Filter, and my teammates include me, Patrick, Ahmed, and Luke. So what is Filter? So I'll basically start getting to that. Filter is a image augmentation software that we have created that mainly relies on using artificial intelligence to achieve pleasing images for the user. We mainly offer three separate features. The first one is image filterization, image style transfer. I'll, in the future, get into the difference between these two. They sound quite similar. And color restoration. So let me break down what each of these do in a general way. So to achieve that, actually, that's how we designed the homepage. The homepage actually serves as a tutorial standpoint for users in order so that we can avoid a lot of hand-holding in the actual real functionality of the website. So if the user comes to the homepage, the first thing they'll see is the filter part, like I said. From here, they'll get a general understanding that if they click on the tiles, it actually changes the way the image looks. Now, this is exactly how it works in the actual filter part, as we'll get into later. When they scroll down to do stylization, they'll see that what we produce is an image that takes the style of one painting and the content of another, and generally produces a nice, pleasing combination of the two. Now, these two features seem quite similar, but I'll get into the intricacies of how they're different and how each one is essential to our project later on. Over here is the most straightforward one, which is colorization. User inputs a black and white image, and we input a colored version of that. So before you can use our website, it is critical that you log in. So why don't we start with that? It'll take you will sign in with Google, and as my account is already registered with here, it just auto signs me in, and that's awesome. So before I show you the actual functionality of this website, I'd just like to show one more thing. We have a nav bar for you to easily switch between different pages, and also a dark mode and a light mode to really suit whatever you like. I'll stick with light mode for now. So let's get straight into it and start with the filter. Alright, so here we are on the filter page. I'm going to give a quick overview of how it works and what's on here. So over here we have the image tiles. Now these tiles represent different styles you can apply onto your base image. Down below we have a little form field for you to fill in some information, the image title, what you'd like to call it, a general description of what you're trying to make here, and an image tag. The tag is extremely useful for later on, as we'll see. The user can also select one of three resolutions. We provide low, medium, or high. Low correlates to around a 750 by 750 pixel image. All the images will be returned as squares. Medium correlates to around 1250, and high is 2250. So the higher the resolution you pick, generally the longer time it will take, but none of them take too long. Over here, the user will select their file that they'd like to augment, and I'll show you which one I'm going to pick. So the image I'm going to pick will be this mountainous landscape, and I'll also show you this other landscape, which I believe is in somewhere in Europe. Let's start with the mountain. So over here, I pick the mountain. Awesome. And right now, I'm going to set this to low. I'm not going to save this image yet. I'm just going to generate to show you how each style looks, so we'll just call it test for now. But when you do save it, I recommend you give actual real fields. And I set it to low so that we can get quick and fast generation. So let's start with Starry Night. Generate that. It'll load for a bit. And cool. There you go. You get a general understanding. It's applied the Starry Night filter to our image. And that was pretty fast if you ask me. Let's try this one next. That's a picture of Kid Cudi's album art. There you go. A general style of that space-like theme. Over here we have a mosaic filter. Let's try that out. There you go. This is a interesting painting called Editonicel. It's more of an abstract style. Awesome. And finally, the Scream. Now that you get a really good understanding of what each filter applies to an image, I'd like to generate one and save it, just to give you an idea of how that works. So I'm going to choose a different file this time, which is the landscape painting. I'll open that up. I'll pick the Scream filter. I'd say I'd want a medium size. And here I'm going to actually name it because I want to keep it properly. So I'll call it Landscape Scream. As you can see, I'm very creative with my naming. Just a simple description, and finally a tag so we can easily find it later on. You'll see how this comes to be handy. Let's generate that real quick. And boom! I think that looks quite nice. It looks like a stencil work to me, so I'm going to go ahead and save that. Alright, so that's saved to our gallery. You'll see how that comes to play later on. But from here, why don't we move on to our next feature, which is image restoration. Here we go. Here we have image restoration. This one's a lot more simple, but you see a lot of similar stuff appearing, such as generate, save, and the form fields. So from here, why don't we show off some black and white images? I'll just pull them up so we know, and we'll try and restore them and save each one. So here's the first one. This is an image of a bridge on a beach. So let's just see what our model outputs for that. Let me name this real quick. Bridge. And I'll just say on a beach. And we'll also put that 133 tag like I previously mentioned. And now we'll choose it. Just go back here. And boom. Alright, let's generate that. This will also be quite fast. Oh, there you go. Finish before I could finish my sentence. And now I quite like how the way that looks. It really got the sky well. The beach looks as it should. And let's save that. Cool. That is saved to our database. Now let's choose another file. Next I'm going to go with this lion. Let's try that out. We'll call it lion. And walking. And yeah, keep the same tag. Let's generate it. Those colors are quite spot on if you ask me, so let's go ahead and save that one too. We'll do two more. I guess this is an older picture of India, so let's try that out. Yeah, that's probably how, I mean, obviously I wasn't there, but that's how I think it would look. We'll save that one too. And finally, we'll do a picture of Steve Jobs. Let me show you that real quick. There you go. Let me get a little bit of a human face in here. Steve. CEO of Apple, young. And generate. And there you go. Save that. So that's basically color restoration. As you can see, it's pretty straightforward. You feed it an image and it spits one back out that is, you know, much more, well, filled with color, obviously. So let's go on to our last main feature, which is the style adapter. Now this is the most complicated one, but not hard to use even still. Alright, so there's obviously a lot more going on here, so let's try to break this down by starting off, what is the difference between style adapter and the filter page we previously went over? So the filter page, you are given around 5 set images that you can use to apply the style on. So you're given these 5 styles and you can apply that to your image. The style adapter, however, is a little bit more lenient in the sense that you can choose any style that you would like and any content that you would like and basically combine any 2 images. So here, while you have a fixed number of styles, you won't have that such a problem in the style adapter. There is a downside, however. Because we've trained previous machine learning models to augment images based on these styles, it's much faster, right? Like it happened almost instantly when we did it. But here, however, you're in a sense training the image itself. So it takes much longer. That's where epochs come in. Epochs are a continuous segment of training. So the more epochs you list down over here, which should be a number, the longer it will take the train to generate the image. However, if you can do 1 epoch, right, and it'll happen pretty fast, but if you do so, the image won't come out looking good. We here recommend around 40 to 60 epochs to get a really nice looking image. We've pre-recorded that generating a nice looking image, and we'll insert that clip right after I show you how this works. But in the sense, I'm only going to show one in order to, for saving time, of course. I don't think we want to wait here for 20 minutes. So I'm going to put 1 epoch. We're going to call this a okay image because it's not going to come out too well with just 1. After you see the video I insert after this, you'll understand that it looks much, much better after 40-ish epochs. Image description, 1 epoch of training, image tag. Stick with that 133. Here we go. We have the style bar over here. Now, what this does is basically dictates how stylized you'd like the image. So yeah, this style adapter offers a lot more freedom. If we put it all the way here, the image will be more content centric, so it will look more like the content image you're putting in. If we put it over here, it'll be very artistically focused. So it will have a lot more of the artistic style of the style image that you put over here. Now, resolution, you're familiar to this, low, medium, high. And in this case, the resolution really matters a lot, because if you pick a high resolution, you're going to be generating an image for quite a while. But, you know, to each their own. So let's just pick a simple style image just to show you how it works for one epoch. I like this Mexico style. And then I'll choose this Caria image. Let me give you a bigger view how that looks. So this is our style. It's very interesting. And this is the image that we're going to be changing. Just a regular person. And yeah, so I'm going to generate that. And we just wait. It takes around, let's say, 20 to 30 seconds. Could be faster. Depends on the speed of the server you run it on. Sorry, depends on the speed of the computer you run it on. And there you go. You can see that it's even after one epoch, it's starting to slowly learn the general style of the image and really applying it well to her face. I'm going to go ahead and save this. And now I'm going to show you a clip of how this looks after 40 epochs. Cool, so now that we saw the style adapter, let's move on to the gallery. And well, here we are. This is the gallery page. There's a good amount to go over. I'll get into this section very soon. But for now, I'd just like to go through our gallery. Let's give a quick look. So you'll start seeing that, you'll start recognizing older photos that we've had, these specifically from the tutorial page, and some photos that you haven't seen quite yet. So how are we saving all these photos? Well, basically, these photos are saved thanks to us not storing anything locally, but everything on the cloud. We have two separate dedicated servers, one server specifically for storing images, and the other for storing data such as who owns what image. So everything is connected to our account, as you see. If you were to sign in with your own account, you would not see the same images. All right, let's take a good look at these images. Recognize any of them? Well, yeah, like these here are the black and white photos. This is the image that we generated, see, with the title OK image, Steve, India, you know, very similar titles, well, actually the exact same titles that we used when we saved it. Over here are some images I generated on my own, mainly using style adapter functionality. This one you should definitely recognize. And yeah, they came out pretty well. Why don't we take a closer look at these images to begin with? So let's look at this one of our good old school SJSU. So over here you can see that we use one of the algorithms, in this case the style adapter algorithm, and we took the style of this image, which is the Muse by Pablo Picasso, and this image of SJSU to make this. So a really cool thing about the gallery page is that you can really get a good understanding of the before and after of how you received this image and what was used to make it. So you're not going to be blank on like, how did I get this to that? And well, there you go. The name that we gave to it is saved, along with the description. Let's go to one that we made together so you know I'm not lying. There's the name Bridge and On a Beach. There you go. And there's the black and white version to the color version. Now, even if you didn't provide a style, we still remember which filter you use. So over here, you never provided specifically the file data. You just clicked on the filter, but we still remember it and display it over here. So that's super cool. There's the name and description, sorry, tag, everything. So everything's there. Awesome. So now that you get a general understanding of that, we should go over some logistics. So let's say you use our application for quite a while and you have hundreds and hundreds of pictures. Well, we show you pictures based on ascending order of when they were created. So the last picture is always the newest, and the oldest pictures, and the first pictures are always the oldest, hence why the tutorial photos are first. To To better circumnavigate this, we allow this search bar here. This search bar allows you to enter specific queries in order to find your images much faster. Let's go over one of the queries, which is this top 4 little checkbox you can select. Right now we have none selected, and that's why you're seeing all types of pictures. But if you were to like to sort by a specific algorithm, such as all your black and white images, you can simply click black and white, and then search, and there you go. All the images used in the process of color restoration are here. So we have the infamous barrel image, a tree, the Taj Mahal converted to color, and the ones we've made. Now let's try it for a filter. I'll say search. There we go. Obviously the tutorial photos. With this is of my friend Ritvik. There's a picture of one of our developers, Ahmed. Some little test photos we did, and the ones we made right here. Cool. And finally, let's go over style. Here is a little test image we did. Using the same Mexican art style filter, I generated this and this on my own time. We made this one together. You saw the really sped up clip of that. And this OK image. And then there's this image of me. So let's go to this OK image actually. As you can see by this image, we're not really such big fans of it. It's only been trained for one epoch. We have a much better version over here. So let's just say we don't really feel like keeping it. Well, that's where this button comes in handy. Let's just say we delete it, and there it's gone. You come back, and it's no longer there. So now we can finally search for something like tags. So remember we were tagging each image in our when we were generating them. So when you provide a tag, it provides you a much faster way to search for a very specific set of images or even a singular one. So why don't we search by old image that we call 133, and we'll say none for now, and let's search. And there you go. Everything is there. We have old images I tagged with 133. These two you did not see me make live, but definitely these you have. We spent our good time, 20 minutes going over making these. And there you go. We have old images we made. All the 4 color restoration images, the 2 filter images, and the 1 style image. There would be another one, but remember we just deleted it. Cool. Now let's say we want to search by a tag and a filter, right? Like an even stronger query. Can we do that? Well, of course. We want to make your life easy. And there we go. Just search, and there you go. All the images tagged with 133, right? And they were originally black and white. There you go. The lion, India, and finally, Jobs himself. There you go. That is basically the entire functionality of the gallery page. Really a page to just marvel at your creations. And yeah, it's one of my favorites. But our presentation does not end there. There's one more page, which is kind of minor in the whole process of things, but one that is dear to us, and that is the developers page. Over here you get a good idea of who we are as developers, a little bit about us, and general stuff like that. With that, our presentation is concluded. I'd like to say that thank you, Professor, for giving us the opportunity to make our own projects instead of a set standard one. We had a lot of fun combining coding, machine learning, and art all in one to make a very unique project, in my opinion. We hope you have a good winter break, and thank you again. Thanks for watching our presentation.